Welcome back. Today we got another opening, and this time it's going to be Hololive Trial Deck. Just kidding. There's been so many Hololive openings lately that we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to get back to Hololive probably next week when I get my booster boxes. So what we're going to do today is Tokyo Revengers. This came out for the Japanese side on May 13th. For the English side, it's coming out on July 29th. I've always said I don't really buy Japanese because why put my money in something that people, my families, wouldn't want to actually play? Because that's who I have to actually play against. And at the same time, since we're getting the English release, it kind of seems like a waste. But with Tokyo Revengers, there is some card art difference, and it revolves around that manji symbol, which could be misconstrued as a swastika. So because of that, I wanted to make sure I actually had some Japanese side just to have that art for myself. I love Tokyo Revengers as the anime, so I want to have this for my personal collection. Because again, I don't buy Japanese because what's really the point of that when it comes out in English, especially when we know this thing is coming out on the English side. There is something I want to make note of. I didn't want to have to talk about this, but with Hololive, I noticed something, and other people have too. We first saw this on a video from Gold Star. It was about Kobayashi's main dragon main. It still messes me up from the Japanese site saying maid dragon. So Kobayashi Dragon Maid, what he showed was the bottom of the trial deck was openable. And the problem with that is that wasn't the case when it comes to English. So let me just show you Morphonica. Morphonica came out, and we all know there is tape up here and tape up here. So it's kind of like our way of telling this isn't broken. But the bottom part for the English side, you can see this is, this flap again, but it has a tape going along right here. So this is English side. However, when I got my trial decks for Hololive, what I noticed was it followed the Dragon Maid version, which is this. It has the tape on the two sides again, as we know. This one was broken in the mail, but this other side is perfect. However, it has this bottom, which has no tape on it at all. And on Goldstar's video for Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, you can actually see where you can pop this sucker open and put that back in, and you could barely tell a difference. Like, if you're super careful, you can do it without anybody ever knowing. This was actually shown on Facebook earlier today from what I saw in a comment to my video. I was out at my barbecue, and what we have here for Tokyo Revengers is we got the tape, but now it has like these three teeth kind of thing versus this two teeth kind of thing. So I haven't tried to pop this out. You can do it. Like you just press down, pull out. You could already see me starting to do that, right? And depending if you're really careful or not, you can actually do it. I'm not going to practice on that because I have no need to do it. But you can do this actually with this right here. I was playing with this one earlier. Obviously, so you can just pop it out and pop the other side out. And then if you are careful, you can put it all back in nice and neat together. So unfortunately, I don't know why Bushy Road went from, here's a Kaguya, and you can see this because there's a little dirt along the tape, but I don't know why they went from this flat with tape to this, I guess, easy fold one into this three teeth one. Maybe the three teeth one, they were thinking that this is going to be like enhanced security with having like two or three of these tabs, whatever you want to count this as. But maybe that's what they were thinking. But I really think more than likely you should go back to the tape. I like back in the old days when you had the whole actual trial deck, like the actual cards bound together, and you have like a little peely plastic that goes around it. I like that, but unfortunately, that is not the path we are going. Again, always, this is a trial deck, and you get your playmat and your instructions. And so, we're going to pop this sucker open. Yeah, and I really I'm going to open one of these, just because, and I hate this band. You feel this band. This band, jeez. If, if I trust the place where I bought this, but if I didn't, some of these bands like are a pain in the ass to get off, but this one, look at this one. Like this one, this slid off so easily. It almost makes me think that it was actually look through. I'm not saying it was. It feels so smooth. Maybe that's the difference with Japan's side and English side. Again, this is my first time opening a Japanese trial deck, but this thing is comes off so easily versus the English side. Maybe it's been like that all along. So when it comes to the trial deck for Tokyo Revengers, I don't think you really need any of these to play with. You could use. I was looking over the cards earlier, and there was at best, a 1-0 Takemichi from here. Let me see if I can bring that up. Yeah, you could use this one. You could use this one too, which is the card actually. I was looking at the non-SR version, but this is the actual card you can use. It's if you have two or more revenge characters, this gets 1,000 power. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, if you have a climax in your climax area, you may put the top card of your deck in the stock, which is not bad. If you really need a bunch of stock, this card may come in handy if you do need it. But outside of the trial deck, inside of this trial deck, I don't think there really is all that great playable cards. In this trial deck, there are two SPs. It would be Takemichi and Hina. Obviously, Takemichi is not the one you want. It would definitely be Hina is the card you are looking for here. So I really love this anime. If you haven't checked it out, definitely one of the ones that I would recommend. Definitely huge popularity, which is what makes this set so collectible. When it comes to the popularity, when it comes to the signatures and having TRVs, it really sucks. So it's actually a super downer when it comes to this set. That is the down part of the set. And something that I've said I've hated for a while. And I think you could use this card too. I've seen this in some of these decks. When I think about decks, creating decks, I definitely am. I was going to talk about this in the booster box, but I definitely am looking towards the 8 standby. There's going to be some cards in there that definitely stick out. This is like your normal trial deck, 100% a normal trial deck with the climaxes you get, the cards that you get. I don't, like I said, I don't think I've seen anything that really stands out. The characters definitely are the best part of why you want to actually collect this trial deck if you are looking for it. But realistically, you're looking for the girl, and I guess the other reason is you just like this series. Outside of it, I wouldn't buy the trial deck. So, a lot going on here. This was definitely a long show. A lot of history. You see them, I guess, flashback growing up, different periods of their life into like the gang that they are now, and all the struggles and of this guy here, right here, Takemichi. So if you haven't watched the show, hopefully this is. Am I going to spoil? I might. So if you don't want to hear about this show, I'm probably going to talk about it. This is the card I was talking about that matches this SR. This is what I think is going to be your best cards out of the trial deck. Right? My opinion, best cards out of the trial deck. Best girl, Emma, right here. I love her. I mean, Hina's cool too. She's the one that is dating, or Takemichi's trying to say. I was gonna say dating, but based on what you see in the show, kind of on and off. And this guy is definitely interesting. He's got nice hair. I'm trying to like say it without saying out too much, but we got Baji. Oh, and I got a triple wear. So, oh, look at Draken. Woo! Against the, I guess that's like a stone wall, brick wall, stone wall. So, triple rare. So, I guess, again, I wasn't doubting that the store, I guess Japan, their bands are so much nicer. It even feels a little different. The band on here feels different than what we get normally from a trial deck. So nice, nice, Draken. I know people were up, I don't want to say up in arms. They were a little distraught that Draken wasn't getting a sign card, mainly due to the actions of said voice actor. So that was a little depressing to some people. But here he goes. I'm just going to put him off to the side here. Let me just put him up there. Okay, so Draken, triple rare, nice. Hey, if we can't actually get a SP, triple rare Draken, not so bad. And then Mikey. So Mikey actually, hilariously, inside of the booster box, his SP is SSP is worth way more than anybody else. And the funny part is, people are pointing out that Mikey best girl. Mikey best girl for sure. I think he is definitely the most popular out of all the characters from this. Right here, look at him. I mean, look at Mikey right there. See, you don't even have a girl on here. This pretty much shows you that if this set does really well, you don't need to have girls in all of them. I guess you could say that about Attack on Titan as well. I mean, there are girls in Attack on Titan. Not saying there isn't, but let's say more dominant male cast members. So I'm using a butter knife. I was actually using this butter knife earlier on that trial deck to see if I could pry that thing open. Is what I was doing. Man, this whole trial deck thing is, I would just say, going back to like opening it, prying it open, and all that, you really gotta watch who you buy from. You gotta watch now the bottoms. You thought it was bad thinking about like people mapping this stuff out. Now you have people like ripping out the, opening at the bottom, taking a look if there's any SPs, and then putting that sucker back in and selling it to you. So it's a little sad what people really want to do to like make a bunch of money. And you can make a bunch of money, right? We've been seeing those Hololive cards go for a ton. So we got a Takemichi promo. Uh, it's funny how much a main character is. I don't want to say not as liked, but you know he's not liked. It's more the fact that he's just not as popular. And I like him. I like Takemichi. He's a guy that he starts out. You see him in the beginning of the series as just like a straight up loser, which that's the whole point, right? He's a loser. He needs to reform his life. He sees this is this is in the first like 5 minutes. So if you haven't watched the series, what I'm about to say is in the first 5 minutes. You know, he's a loser. He finds out that his girlfriend ends up dying, and then he he teleports back in time. He doesn't know how he did it, but he teleports back in time. So basically, he gets to figure out a way of saving Hina, and that's what the show is about. His whole quest on saving the girl that he dated growing up. That's what it is. A true romance story about a lot of violence and what you can do to save the girl of your life. So what we do here. Okay, so booster box. There are a couple of things about this booster box that I've seen, and again, I would go standby on this one. It doesn't seem like you need to use a whole lot of. There's a triple. The big triple double rare that you want is the Mikey, right? The 3/2 Mikey. So that thing is like 15 yet 1,500 yen, which equivalent for us is, let's say, $12. And that's the big SSP that goes along with it. So, Mitsuya. Oh man, if you haven't, I can't believe like Mikey just destroying everybody with a kick to the head. But when you see it, yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's just kicking everybody in the head. And what do we have here? We got, wow, look at this thing. Yeah. Mikey and Draken. I love it. It's very endearing seeing those two play out their relationship. And it's a little bit heartbreaking too, at the same time as you see the what happens during the show and the iterations of Takemichi trying to fix everything. But I cannot wait for season 2 to come. Definitely one of those ones where you have a lot of emotions, right? So you have this one with Emma here with Takemichi. You have, is this Kazutora? I believe. If I'm wrong, my bad. So you just see all these people fighting. It's just amazing. There's so much. This is a Mitsuya pack. So you can see him sewing up Takemichi's jacket here. Pretty nice. He's just because you're in a biker gang doesn't mean that you shouldn't have any home skills. And in this case, he's able to sew really, really well. And you can already see. So without me even saying things, like these cards themselves are like spoilers. So this is one of Takemichi's friends, as you could see. Oh, look, they really want you to see this in order. So They really want you to see this in order here. So these cards flow into each other. Actually, it goes like this way. Yeah. So is this Akun? But you, this card definitely is one of the ones that I believe. Yep, this is a usable card through 3/2. What does it do? Continue assist all characters in front of this. Characters in front of this gets 2,000 power in the following ability. Discard one character when this is front attack. You may pay cost. If you do this turn, this cannot be reversed. Now, when this is placed from hand to stage, look at the top 3 cards from the top of your deck and put them back on top of your deck in any order. Then choose up to one of your opponent's characters and return it to hand. I think this is definitely a usable card. The best part is it's a rare. From what I'm looking at when I'm thinking of making a deck, there's a lot of rares, there's uncommons that you're using, so it's not like you just have to use all these double rares in this deck. And um, again, Mikey is your biggest double rare, your most expensive one, but then you look at the other double rares, not really that expensive because you're looking at other cards. I know you're going to be using the for the standby. You're definitely going to be using the Draken. I think he's 1/1. I thought he was an uncommon. Nuts. So we have Mikey here. Mikey tends to sleep a lot from what I see in the show. Oh my god. This card. Yeah, gotta keep that head clean. Really? Wow, I'm getting all my double rares out of the way right now. It's apparently this is what I'm gonna be using it for. I don't know why I put this one off to the side. I think it's just pretty. So I'm gonna put this one here too. Kazutora. I'm waiting for one character to pop up. One character. Uh, because he's the one that you're gonna be mad at. Like if you watch the show, you're gonna be mad at. I thought this was the one. This art here. I thought this was the English art that replaced something else, but no, I guess they used it in the Japanese one. I could be mistaken on that, but I'm pretty sure that this is gonna be a substitute art. It is in here. I didn't go through all the different cards and be like, all I knew was when I saw that there was going to be different art, I was like, screw it, I'm just going to buy the Japanese set without counting out how many of them actually got replaced or anything like that. So obviously English hasn't come out yet, so if they didn't replace any of them, like if they're really going to throw the Manji symbol in there, then whoops, I guess I shouldn't have bought this, but it's too late, right? It's way too late for that. Look at this guy. This guy, you can already tell, like I don't even need to tell you much about this if you watched it. You could just tell right away, like, this guy, he's not one of the good guys, right? This guy, though, you could tell he's probably a friend to Takemichi. If you think, and I don't want to say that, but if you want to think of like Takemichi as a loser, and then you have like people that look like this or people that look like this, then yeah, this is Takemichi's friend, one of his childhood friends. So. And this is Hina's sister. Oh, look at these guys. I really do love, I don't know why. I really like cards when you have multiple people on it. I think it's just more fun that way than, yeah, like I could have one guy standing against a brick wall, but then when I have like this relationship kind of deal, like when I see 2 people in it, I think it's just more fun. I like cards like that. I mean, not to say I don't like this Hina just standing there, but I don't know. If you had to give me a choice between the 2 cards, I probably would pick this one over the girl. Because it seems more fun. This guy, this fucking guy. You could see him. He got blood all over him. You could tell he's a total bad guy, and he actually is. He actually is. And thank God I don't have to use the standby. that's, I didn't look too much into his cards. Maybe I should have, as into a standby deck. So obviously I said if I were to make a deck, it would be the Draken and it would be the Mikey. The Mikey level 3 and the Draken level 1. So, but this dude, bad dude. Fuck this guy. But obviously, I'm not. I don't mean that as when people send mommy and like want to destroy her card. I'm gonna keep his card, but he's definitely not a good person in the show. Definitely not. But I guess you can't have a show without a good bad guy. And if I hate him, this is like that wrestling principle. I hate him a lot, so that means he was actually a really good bad guy. which they were. I think the characters in the show. Oh my god, this looks nice. Look at that card. Yeah, see what I mean by like having multiple characters in a card? It looks so nice. Oh no. How sad. This is why Takemichi has to save her, and why he should have never stopped dating her, and all of this other stuff, or whatever happened with their relationship. It changes as he changes. So basically, what he does, he goes back into the past, tries to fix it, goes back into the future thinking he fixed it. Then he has to go back in the past again to refix it because now he changed it and something else happens. It's like Final Destination. You think you beat death, but in the end, you didn't actually beat death. So obviously, if you can't tell from these pictures, there's blood everywhere. People are beaten up. They got bruised ass faces. Yeah, it's a lot of fighting. It's it's an engaging show. It is. This is my SR. So we got Chifuyu, and this is a usable card as well. This is going to be your 3/2 Chifuyu. When this is placed on stage from hand, draw up the 2 cards, discard 2 cards, then put up 1 character from the top of your deck in the stock. So you have a heal, right? Then put up to 1 card from the top of your deck. Oh, it's not a heal. Sorry, my bad. It was the Mikey that was a heal. This one just adds to your stocks. Sorry. I was thinking wrong card. Oh, and then auto, cost 3. When this attacks, you may pay cost. If you do, your opponent sends all their stock to waiting room, then puts an equal number of cards from the top of their deck into stock. So a nice stock swap here, if that's what you call it. But really, this is a nice card. Maybe you have 1, maybe you have 2 of these in your deck, but I don't think anything more than that. Because you're really going to go with your Draken and you're going to go with your Mikey. I would believe Mikey's definitely a 4 of card. So that one's pretty nice. SR. Look at that dude. So, if you can't tell, I've been starting to try to play more. I've been doing more mock battles against myself. So I've definitely been looking into like counters to certain decks and all of that. I've been actually writing list downs of like what ideally I think would be good to counter a certain deck and seeing if I can apply that to like different decks. Kind of like that. I don't know if people would do that. That's just kind of how I like attempting to build a deck and then see which one would consistently win. Um, and I'd like to go more anti-meta. I think that's where I would be. I don't want to play meta. Like I know that's the best way to play. That's why it is meta, but I think I want to go anti-meta. With this one, I'm thinking standby, standby. I see people like trying to do 8 pants and 8 choice. For me, I think 8 standby is better. For me, anyways. My kind of playing, I think 8 standby would be better in this case. So we got Takemichi. He's gonna keep going here. My card's stuck. It's stuck because it's a double rare. This is not the double rare that I wanted. But this is the double rare that I got. It's actually nice. What is he doing? He's sleeping. I forget what he was doing in this picture. It's been a while since I watched this. Alright. Emma and Hina. Yeah, this is definitely a very popular show. I would say this would have been a knockout kind of set if they had done it right. But my big issue here is this set has 7 SSPs, 14 TRVs, which is over frame rares, and these over frame rares do not have signatures on it. They're just foil stamped. I talked about it on a video this past week. And because of that, the prices on the TRVs are not much. The SSPs, you only get 1 per case, and that's definitely going to hurt this set overall, right? Like the value in this is not going to be the greatest. So definitely, I think more of like a collector set. I don't think if you're not interested in it, you don't think this is going to be a good set to actually play, then more than likely I would just say skip it. Like I wouldn't buy too heavy into this set at all. So that's unfortunate because I think with the popularity and all that, it deserved to have the SPs like normal, have like all those signatures that we normally get instead of just overframe rares, which they call TRVs. So we got Baji here. Uh, definitely, he definitely looks like a bad guy. And here's another Takemichi friend. The Takemichi friends. And Mikey. Mikey just destroys everybody. It's cool when you see him the first time because you're just like, oh, look at this little guy. And then he's one of those people that just destroy people. And you can see him. Takemichi getting beat up. You're gonna notice Takemichi being beat up a lot in the show and or these cards. That's just kind of how it is. He tries his best. I mean, look at him. He tries to toughen up. We all got to start from somewhere. We don't all come out of the womb with like 20-inch pythons like Hulk Hogan. I'm kidding. I don't know if Hulk Hogan did come out that way. I'm just saying that everybody's got to hit a gym to get some muscles, and we had to start there. So Takemichi is on his way. I just imagine like him as he's going back in time, just getting stronger and stronger. Like he's powering up over time is what's actually happening here. So Takemichi and friends. Yeah, this is nice. So we got Baji and Chifuyu. Oh, look at all this. That's why I really like these because it just shows you how much of revolved around friendship and being around each other. And that's the reason why they have this gang, right? Like they have a gang because it's all their friends, all these childhood friends growing up and trying to be a biker gang. Which I guess they could have just. I don't know if that's the goal in life, right? To start a biker gang with your friends, but in this, that's what they're doing here. Maybe they should have started like a clothing line because they got some nice clothes. You got Mitsuya who could have just made all their clothes and made a shop. They could have had a biker clothes shop, which would have been worked out really nicely. So here's my matching rare that goes with that SR Chifuyu from earlier. You just see that. Oden. There you go. So you got a couple sparkles on the left side, circly sparkles. Is it circle? Yeah, there's circly sparkles. And then we got this one, which is like triangles. Triangles going up, down, more rainbowy as you can see here. So pretty nice. It's nice to have both of them just to see that. Yeah, because as always, people always go Jap, not Japanese, but more Weiss Schwarz is just nice, right? The foiling, the art, just pretty nice. Man, we're seeing a lot of this Emma in her bra attacking Takemichi. He woke up like that. That wasn't his fault. Actually, technically, it is his fault because he just pops into what was actually happening during his reverse in time. So, and there we are. Okay. I'm just waiting for my camera to catch up. It's lagging right now. And then we got Chifuyu and the Takemichi Alliance. And Chifuyu. Oh, and here's his Takemichi childhood friends. Look at these guys. They tried their best. They tried their best to be gangsters. It didn't work out too well, but they tried their best. I might actually have to count how many double rares I got. And the only reason why is more because I want to actually keep. I want to keep a pack if I can, just to have a unopened pack. So, because again, I don't imagine opening too many of these unless I don't get that. I don't get that art that was not going to show up in English. So I might have to open more actually if I don't get it. I haven't seen it yet. And we got her Emma. Look at her in the pack. In the pack, the handshake of the miracle handshake. Let's say. So I can't wait for just so you say I can't wait for the English one to come out. I definitely want to play this just because it looks like a whole lot of fun. There's a whole lot of I guess you could say relationships, abilities that help each other out and the people, and that's what this is all about. Team Valhalla. So this show definitely plays into that you need each other kind of feel for me, and that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see from my game. So this, and there's so many sets I actually do want to play. 'Cause I got Quince coming up. I got this one coming up. I don't know if Danmachi. That's one of the ones I want to play. I definitely don't want to play Mashoku because that is straight up meta. Don't want to play that. And again, I wasn't like the biggest fan of Mashoku Tensei, the anime. So, look at he's getting his jacket. It's like his life changed right there. And yeah, I think I'm on my last pack. So let me just see quick. Try not to do this, but we got an SR double rare. I did not separate this. Double rare, two double rares. I guess I have to open this. Never mind. So I didn't count them all. I didn't add up how many double rares I got. I feel like I didn't get it all, but screw it. I'm just gonna open this last pack. If I have to, I'll just open another box and then save a pack from there. That's just how it's gonna be. But yeah, this is nuts. There's so many times. What I was really looking for out of the set was like a really, really good maybe I need to look over the card list again, but there was a moment where Takemichi basically inspired a whole lot of people. And that should have been like one of the cards. I was hoping that would be like a nice support card or an event card, something like that. But I don't believe I saw something like that. I mean, unless you consider the 3-2 with him holding Hina and crying. So yeah, that's what I thought. Here is a triple rare Takemichi. So this would be your choice card, choice climax. So I figured I was missing something. And this is it. So triple rare, look at that guy. Is this the best triple rare ever? No, probably I would have wanted to stand by one, but I guess I could try to make choice work. 8 choice. There it is. So we get a SR and a triple rare box. So a nice box in the end, right? It would have been nicer if I got the double rare Mikey 3-2, but can't have it all, right? You can't have it all. You can't have a SSP or a TRV. But from this box, not so bad. So again, uh, we got the triple rare Takemichi, and we got the SR Chifuyu. There we go. So that wraps it up. I definitely have to open another one. I'm gonna go back and check the card to make sure that alternate art is in here. I'm pretty sure that the set didn't remove that. I thought it was like a climax common. For sure, it was a climax common, and I should have pulled that. So we'll see what's going on. But like I said, Tokyo Revengers coming out July 29th. And it's one of those ones with, because of the cards in it, because of the lack of SPs, if you are not into Tokyo Revengers, maybe you skip it, because if you don't get that SSP Mikey, you may be hurting value wise if you don't actually pull some of the good TRVs, if you don't pull double rares of Mikey. So it's not the greatest, right? Like I rather buy Quince if I was looking for like investment wise. I would rather buy Quince or something else coming out in the future. But that's where I am. But overall, I love this set. It's going to be really cool. It should be a lot of fun to play, and it brings back a lot of good memories for me. Again, with trial decks, you need to make sure that when you buy them, now that they have this three teeth thing going on in the Japanese side, now English that has just this flat bottom with no tape, make sure you know who you're buying it from. Check your bottom here to make sure there's nothing weird. Again, if somebody is really, really good at this, you're never even going to know that they've opened it from the bottom. So, again, make sure you're buying from someone reputable. If you can, if you're looking to pull signature cards, again, this is going to be the best way you can do it. You need to buy an actual display of 6. Like this, unfortunately, with how much these things are worth, how much SPs are worth, there's 100% incentive for people to just now we know rip out the bottom, open it up, look for sign cards, and then put the bottoms back. Put the child deck back in and close the bottom. And that's unfortunate. That's the times we have to go through. That people are willing to, I guess, scam each other But that's happened all this time, right? This happened all the time in card games. With magic cards and all that, like shifting cards around, like scanning it, shining some light through it, back in those old packs back in the day. So unfortunately, that's where we are with Weiss Schwarz because one piece of tape and because one piece of tape no longer exists at the bottom of a trial deck, this is where we are. So unfortunately, people are going to open the bottom now that this is out there and it's happening for the English side. So we need this tape back. We definitely need this bottom back with the tape. It might be harder to actually produce or whatever, but it really needs to happen. All right, with that, as always, have fun, be happy, and don't spend anything outside of your budget. Have a good one.